welcome to Management Minute. Today we're out in northwest Oklahoma out on Cooper Wildlife Management Area, and we're going to talk a little bit about strip disking. We have Eddie Wilson here, who is the biologist on Cooper Wildlife Management Area. And Eddie, what are we going to do today?
Well, we're going to give you a little demonstration of what we do whenever we strip disc, Doug. We don't have to have this type of equipment to strip disc. This is pretty well oversized, you know, for what most guys are going to have available. But for practical purposes, we'll be able to show kind of how we do it. And usually what we do, we'll come in and mow a strip like this has been mowed behind us, especially in dense vegetation like this little blue stem. And then we'll come in and disc through that mowed strip to bare ground.
Okay. What time of year do we usually do your strip disking?
We usually try to do our strip disking in February. That's
okay.
a good time to. Our goal for strip disking is to promote forb production. If you get too late into the year, you're going to be killing the forbs instead of promoting the forbs. And usually sometime in February, even late January could work, up to about mid-March, but not after that.
What are some of the benefits that we're getting in the wildlife perspective?
Well, as you know, Cooper's a quail management area, and so that's one of the focus species that we really want to try to take care of. And two of the plants in northwest Oklahoma that we want to get a good response out of are going to be native sunflower and western ragweed. And strip disking bears the ground and allows that seed source to come up, and those two plants really provide a good high protein seed source for quail and other ground nesting birds. So that's our idea.
You were talking about this piece of equipment being a little bit overkill. What is the bare minimum a landowner might have to use to do some strip disking out on their property?
Well, you know, Doug, it really doesn't take that big a piece of equipment. I mean, you could use anything from, you know, probably even as small as a 30-35 horsepower tractor. For years we used a 55 horsepower tractor, small disc, 3-point disc. The main idea is just to bear enough soil to expose those seeds, you know, to where they'll germinate, like the sunflower and ragweed seeds. And it doesn't have to be clean disc. It can be, and that's just going to bear more and it'll last longer. But small scale, a guy could go out there with any type of small equipment and get the same results. So,
is there a certain amount that you want to strip disc at a time? Do you want to follow the contour, or you just, how long and how many?
Well, how many kind of depends on your own operation and what your goals are. And it depends on the soil type too. If you have a tight soil with heavy dense vegetation like this, you're going to probably want to do a little bit more. If you have a looser, sandier soil, you know, where you're going to have more bare ground for ragweed and sunflower, you could do less. Normally, this is a straight row for just basically to demonstrate strip disking today, but we would follow the contour. Just kind of work around the sand hills. And a key idea when you're strip disking, you don't want to disc in an area that you're going to cause erosion. So, you know, beware of where your waterways are, beware of where you're going to get wind erosion, stuff like that, and stay out of those areas.
Since this is a quail area, do you look for areas like near plum thickets to put more of those forbs and stuff in those areas?
We do, and that's you know, since one of the primary reasons we're doing it is to offer the quail more habitat and food. We want to select areas that those birds are going to actually be using anyway. Like you said, next to plum thickets or brush cover, anywhere that you know those birds are living, that's where we want to make the improvements. Well, Doug, as you can see, this is an area that we strip disc 2 years ago, and these are the results that we got and what we're looking for. Here we've got native sunflower that produces that valuable seed source. We've got ragweed, So that's you know, the results we wanted, and really in this area, probably another 2 years, this strip's gonna, the native grass is gonna come back in and fill it in. So you'd want to disc a little each year to, you know, keep the bare ground out there. But the other thing we might want to talk about is these are valuable winter sources for food, but they also, a strip disc during the growing season will provide great brood rearing habitat for quail chicks. Lots of bare ground. These forbs attract insects. Of course, quail chicks have to have insects to survive, so that's another benefit.
Okay, sounds good. Well, if you're interested in doing strip disking on your property, feel free to contact the private lands biologist for the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife. And this has been your Management Minute on strip disking.